I guess more specifically about this week leading up to the 1 year anniversary. Some of the other people that we have had on the podcast have called it the Angel Day. I think that came from Jenica and Ashley's mom. And she called it, we would call it Ashley's Angel Day.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And I thought that was a wonderful way, instead of saying the death anniversary, the anniversary of the accident, or anything to go along with that. The Angel Day, I think, is a special term for me, at least. So it makes it easier for me to talk about it, the Angel Day. So
yeah.
What has been your thoughts leading up to this Angel Day, this week of this Angel Day?
What I have to say, it's kind of been this whole month, not just this week. Emotions are heightened. And I cry a lot. Little things will make me cry. People have asked us what we're doing, and just wasn't really sure what we should do. Lots of people have told us what they do on their day. But the only thing we're planning on doing for now is going to go have a cow dinner, because Sunni loved cow and she loves steak. So
when we would ask the kids what they want for dinner, we would say, "Hey, Sunni, what do you want for dinner?" And Sunni's response a lot of times was cow. Like that was what the term she used. It wasn't beef. It wasn't hamburger. She said, "I want cow." Or we would go to a restaurant. I still remember one time, I think we went to Texas Roadhouse after we took that family picture, and we asked her what she wanted, and she said, "I want cow."
Yeah. So just like myself, Tucker and Dieter are going out to dinner because talked about it with the boys, and that's what we came to a conclusion. Just the four of us be together. Don't really have any other plans for that day necessarily. But yeah, it's just hard to think about that it's been a year since I've seen my baby.
So let's go back and forth a little bit on some good things and bad things.
Sure.
Instead of just having it all be bad. So what would you say is like a big happy thing that's happened, or something, I don't know, something good that has come out of all of this? Anything in the last year that you can point to and be like, this brought me joy or happiness or a good thing. I don't know, something like that.
Well, I'm in school right now to get my nurse practitioners. I get done in October. That was a hard decision to keep going to school after the loss of Sunni, but I very much enjoy doing my clinical rotations and talking with other people and getting to know them and trying to figure out how to best help them in their life, whether it's health-wise, which is obviously what I'm going to school for, but it's more than that. When somebody comes through your door to ask for help, they sometimes just need a listening ear. And so I like being able to be that for somebody.
Have you had a couple of those times where you've actually been a listening ear?
Yeah, multiple times.
One instance that I know of is something happened with somebody that you had met from a medical standpoint, and you had the thought that came into your head that was, this is why this happened. So that you can relate on a completely different level of what some people are experiencing.
Yeah. What about you?
That is an excellent question. And I knew by me asking that question that I would have to answer the question. And I didn't really know how I would answer that question. I would say the podcast maybe is a good thing. I see how it helps some people. Another maybe good time, I think, was we went camping for the first time as a family since the accident. And I came to you that night and I said, because we were going to stay an extra night. And I said, we could go home right now because this has been everything that I wanted it to be. So that was a good time. Now let's talk about some of the hard times. What have been some of the hardest times? Has there been certain dates that have been hard times? Or has there been just different time periods that have been hard? What's been some of the hardest times in the last year?
Her birthday. Mother's Day. Mother's Day sucked. I really hated it. Not just those days that have been hard. I mean, randomly you'll just have a crappy day. You'll be fine, and then all of a sudden it's really not very good.
And for me, it seems like we get into kind of like the motion, like a train starts having that momentum and you're just kind of going like things are good. And it's just, we kind of look at each other like, yeah, we got this. Like, it's good. You know, and each time I kind of have one of those, okay, we got this. Then a lot of times, like the next day, I look at you and you're just almost falling on the ground in grief. And I would say even with the kids, sometimes it seems like, oh, wow, 3 or 4 days and things are going well. Things are good. People are happy. People are being nice to each other. And then it just falls apart. There's this momentum of the train starting to go, and then it feels like everything just falls off the rails.
Yeah.
And it's just this cycle of over and over and over and over again. And sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's both of us at the same time. Sometimes I can be there to help you, to hold you. And other times I have to make sure that kids go places and then do things and everything's going, and then you're left there. And I know that there's times it's the same this way, that there's days I'm having a horrible day, but you have to go to school, or you have to go to work school, as we call it. So there are some smooth sailing times, but always followed by awful times. If you like this section of the podcast, but want to see the entire podcast, tap or click the screen here. YouTube also thinks you might like this video. Remember, subscribe, shine bright, and we'll see you in the next video.